saved. The
How many did you say?
100,000 American horses a year slaughtered for consumption outside of the U.S. So, you know, we consider it an obligation to inform people.
And I was on the tour, and I know it's like one every 5 minutes.
It can be. There are days we don't get out of the back. There, you know.
I mean, killing the horses.
It's one horse every 5 minutes. It is, yes.
Yeah. But so what's so nice is to, is to see now that their instincts work in the very opposite way. They feel so secure and so loved. People love to take pictures with them, and Angel, of course, is our star because she's our very, very first rescue, thoroughbred rescue, and our very first Arabian rescue is Mirage. And we want to tell you about what we've done to dedicate a couple wines to those two horses. Which
well, I want you to tell us about that, and I'd also like to show a picture, if you don't mind, if we could show this. So this was at, I think you're going to be talking about these two horses in a few minutes. Who are they?
Well, we will be talking about them, but that's not Mirage and Angel.
Okay, but, these are the actual, let's see, move this way. Let me see if I can hold this up and get stabilized.
Yes.
These are the two wines that you've done, and you'll be telling us about both of these. One is named after Angel, and the other one is Mirage.
That's right.
Yes.
So these are the two horses, and are those actual renderings of those two horses, or are they just magnificent horses?
No, that's just a sketch.
Okay, but they're beautiful, and the wines are absolutely
We say
phenomenal.
they're our newest additions in our stable of fine wines.
Oh, okay. So that's well said.
They're terrific wines. They really are.
So what inspired you? Because I know that all of the profits of those two wines go into horse rescue.
Yeah, it's a very daunting process. We have 25 horses on the property, 17 of which have been rescued. And the cost for sustaining this is really pretty extreme. We like to think of it as a sanctuary there because people come over all the time because we don't just provide we don't just save horses, we provide a lifestyle for them. So people come and they see how their instincts are such where they're so happy to greet our visitors, you know, and they know that we train them and we work with them, even braid some of their hair. Because we have wonderful volunteers and staff that do all of this, and it's all centered around the love for them. So the horses feel as such, so people are very attracted to the horses, and we get offers to buy them all the time, but we can't do that. They're part of our extended family. We love them. And so what we want to try to graduate to is, in addition to this sanctuary, which is the first part of our plan, and sustaining it and the costs for sustaining that, we want to try to raise money to try to get into a good adopting program where we're going to bring in horses and we're going to try to accumulate a list of potential homes for them before we even save them.
Right.
And then we'll come in and we'll do what we've become very good at doing in terms of the rehabilitating and making them feel very secure. And we're going to somehow refrain from falling in love to the extent where we won't allow them to adopt, we won't adopt them out, because we must do that to be able to create the kind of machine to be able to really save so many, many horses, because how many can you put, you know, on the footprint of our land? There's a limitation. But I think the greatest thing, Jewel, that we do is, unlike typical horse rescue organizations, and I mentioned this in our first segment, we're not obscure. We're seeing thousands of individuals a weekend, as Sharon alluded to. And we start every one of these free tours. And by the way, we do them during the week by appointment, but it's usually on the weekend that we have a good vigorous schedule of these tours. And we start off every one by explaining to them what's going on so people understand the need to step up. So the informing of people and being a platform and putting a face to horse rescue is what we can do, unlike a lot of the horse rescue operations out there, and that we're dedicated to this cause.
And you're welcoming. You're actually welcoming visitors and guests to come out, and they come, and it's just so beautiful. You see them having good bonding time with their families. And then for a lot of kids that have never actually been on a horse farm or would never have access to actually touch, you know, some of the very fancy horses we see on television, they can interact with them. And the pony rides and the children that are there.
The face painting, it becomes a family day. They seem to adore it. And what we notice is people seem to come as often to revisit the horses and see their progress as much as they do to drink the wine.
Well, they become celebrities.
It's an overall experience, and it's become sort of a place where locals feel very much at home, but it's become very much a tourist attraction, and we're thrilled about it. We also have events, and and weddings that we hold
I know
at
that
the
you
place.
were leaving the other
we
night
just had
because
one
you
on
had-
Saturday night, and it was just very, very successful.
It's such a beautiful setting to have a
memorable.
wedding with that gazebo that you have and the wonderful dance space, and it really is. It's a beautiful place to have a party or an event or an occasion.
Thank you.
I'm going to tell you, I think that we ought to have a fundraiser for you right there at the Baiting Hollow Vineyard Farm Rescue.
Well, that would be wonderful.
And horse rescue. Yes, I'd love to do that because it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Well, thanks so very much for that. I may hold you to it.
Well, I'm serious. I really am. It's like all rescue, of course, is what I'm about, as all animals. And you know, I started out with dogs and trying to make just rescue dogs important. As Nikki is a rescue pet that's there. But it's important that all animals are in distress, and especially with this economy right now. I don't even think I shared this story with you, but I do a program, when I was doing my program in California, and there the economy hits so bad, and you can explain better than I can, how much does it cost to actually just feed and take care of a horse, one horse?
It's several $100s a month. It really does depend on the size of the horse. I mean, we have some very, very large horses that consume more, and the grooming is a little bit more involved than some of the very little miniature horses that you've seen. For example, little Jojo, who had Lola that you mentioned before, our recent birth.
That was the little colt that you saw in the beginning.
It was actually, yeah, it was a little filly. Yeah, and she was only born a little over 3 weeks ago. It was quite the occasion there, and it really underscored what the horse rescue is about, because about a year, a little bit more than a year before that, Jojo, the mom, was in a kill pen, and here she's celebrating her life as well as the birth of her baby, and it's just terrific stuff, and we see that our visitors absolutely are responding to this like it's just terrific. And we had the pink balloons and a big celebration, and everybody joined in. And what's so nice is that we have a very rich database of individuals who have been to Baiting Hollow Farm Vineyard, and we encourage everyone who does come to make sure we get your email address, because we let you know about various events and wine releases and things that you'll get from in most vineyards, but we also let you know about the progress with our horses and the most recent rescues. In fact, we had not too long ago 2 thoroughbreds that we had saved. One was 1.5 years, one was 2.5, and we had a naming contest because they didn't have names coming in. So the winners ended up winning some wine. We had sent out an email to everybody, and it was such a celebration.
So
and the names were selected were Sienna and Savannah. Right?
Oh,
and they're there for everybody to come and visit, and their progress has just been really profound, absolutely profound. So it's been overall just a wonderful synergy that we're seeing there, and makes for a great experience coming to Baiting Hollow Farm Vineyard.
I was going to say, just finish the bit about me being in California, and one of the things with that, and it led to me from just being primarily about dogs and realizing the need for all animals, because on one of the shows that I did, we did a segment about how people were just opening up their corrals. They didn't have enough money during the economy crisis to be able to feed these horses, and so they were letting them go. And one of the tragedies that happened was one of the horses, of course, got on the highway running, and it killed both the driver of the car as well as the horse. And it was so tragic, because if you do have a horse that you can't afford, let us know. Let us help replace that horse, or any animal, a dog, a cat, whatever. Because rather than let them just run free or wild, we need to place those. They have emotions, and they are very important beings on our planet. So let's get together and support certainly all kinds of rescues, but in particular, right now we're talking about Baiting Hollow's rescue.
I think that there are people who have horses that don't realize that they have a responsibility. If the horse doesn't fit into your life, you need to take the time and to find a good place for that horse, and not just discard them and have them sent to slaughter. And that happens all too often. There are stories where summer camps that are for children, and I'm not saying that this is the case with all camps, where they don't want to take care of their horses in the off-season during the cold weather season. And the children bond with these horses. They want to go to the very same camp next year, and they come back, and it's a whole different cast of characters. The horses are all gone. Why are they gone? because they've been sent to slaughter rather than sustain the costs over the winter months. This is the kind of thing that goes on with horses in this country, and it's just not talked about enough.
Right.
And, you know, we grew up adoring horses. And it's really important, you know, that we recognize and not turn a blind eye.
Now, Sharon, I cut you off a minute ago. Please go ahead with what you were saying.
Oh, I don't remember.
I'd like to mention a little bit further about those rescue wines, if I could.
Oh, please
Yeah,
do.
Mirage
Yeah,
is a wonderful blend of our Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, and Merlot. It came out so beautifully. We're so very proud of it. It's a 2007 vintage, and it was named after our first Arabian that we mentioned, our earliest rescue, Mirage, who everyone can see on the property, as happy as can be. In fact, often her hair is braided. We almost changed her name to Beyonce, but we didn't. And then the other one is after Angel, our very first thoroughbred rescue. That year-and-a-half-old thoroughbred filly was in the kill pen, and she's a star every weekend on the tour. And that's an Oak Age Chardonnay, and we've been getting such wonderful reviews. And you asked why we're running around the way we are. Well, we want to share what we've been doing. We want to put a face to horse rescue. You know, we want to let people know that we've got these great wines, and this is something they can enjoy, and while doing so, they can help support this if what they've heard is meaningful in any way.
Well, it's such an incredible work, and it's a wonderful opportunity for people to really help. If you want buying wine and you want a great wine, you might as well get one that's reasonably priced and will benefit horse rescue. So
Absolutely.
I'm all behind you.
Is it possible that we could mention the website, which is
please do. I want you to.
bhfvineyard.com. That's bhfvineyard.com. And for those individuals who aren't inclined to come to our location, which is, as I mentioned, only 3.8 miles off the Long Island Expressway, north at exit 71, we can ship within a couple days, and they can help to support this cause by just purchasing both Angel and Mirage online.
Well, you can count me in for 2 cases.
This has been documented, folks.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. It's fabulous wine. It would be really, really
And may I just say very quickly, you know, your show is about others, but you are so incredible. And meeting you is such an honor for both of us. You know, we're so much on the same page with you and support your good work. It's something you should feel so wonderful about.
Well, one of the things that I'm going to hold you to is I'd like for you to expand your horizons and help me with the Animal Resource Alliance. And that is going to be a 501c3 that we're going to be helping other rescues that are not as fortunate as you and other places to help all animals, because all animals are important on this planet. So you promised, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's wonderful.
We don't have to start like a kangaroo rescue or anything.
No, not yet. We're going to start.
Work our way around the world,
Well,
one country at a time.
Yes, I know, but we have to, charity begins at home.
Yes.
And it certainly does, and it's starting here in Long Island, and then we're going to be moving and helping rescues wherever they need us.
Yeah.
But right now, let's start.
That's wonderful. It's important that people work together to make this happen. It's also important in rescue, you know, we try to, you know, it's a very fine line when people come to us and they take this tour. They're out for a happy family day. We don't want to make it too much of a downer. So we try to make it fun, but we try to educate along the way, and it's really important that people, you know, be educated with all these animal rescue issues that we have in this country today.
Okay.
We have to stop shipping the horses to Canada and Mexico to meet a horrific death.
Okay.
And this is how people can help.
Okay, and we would love for you, if you would like to see these shows, they can be found on the pettrustees.net website. So please listen in. You can get all of this information again, and you can see both of these programs in total on the website. Thank you so much for coming today.
It's our pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.